Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Patriots Real Time Podcast. I'm your host, Theo Diesnaus, joined alongside Austin Ray. And today we are talking about the 6-2 first place in the AFC East and second place in the AFC New England Patriots, who just beat the Browns 32 to, what was the score?
10.
13.
Yeah, 13.
32 to 13. It's the first time since 2020 that the Patriots have had back-to-back games scoring over 30 points. The Patriots are good again. The Patriots are back. We can say it for the last 5 weeks. They're back. Every week
Oh,
they're
yeah.
back because
Oh, yeah.
they took a week off. And then they played another game. So they're back. Austin, how you doing? Having a good day studying for physics?
Very busy, Theo. Very busy.
Very busy, Theo. Yeah. So before we start, I just want to address what everyone is thinking. Shout out Del Pettis. Just an absolute great locker room guy.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
thinking about it, like Marcellus Dial talking about how Del Pettis is my favorite guy in the room. Just shout him out. Austin will be buying a Del Pettis jersey for Chris McCubb this year,
Of
so
course. Of course.
shout him out.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about 3 up, 3 down. Austin, like I said, he had a busy day, so he's just going to go from memory, and this game was...
We're both at this game separately, but we're both at the game, so we both have a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I tend to get better ideas when I'm not at the game, but yeah, I kind of know what happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, I put not Harold Landry. I put Caleb on Chase on because I heard a lot about Caleb on Chase on today, but yeah, he wasn't a good. Anyways, go ahead, Austin. You can go first if you remember anything.
My good is going to be the defense.
Hmm.
Like, look, I know that we didn't play, they're not the best offense. The Browns have a very good defense, but sure, they don't have the best offense.
Probably the
But
worst. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much the worst. But I still think the Patriots put out a nice showing. They started the game, a little slow, a little lackluster. But once the game, after the Browns' first drive, even after the first quarter, really, they were pretty locked down. We had that Jalen Hawkins interception was an amazing catch. Robert Spillane with a great interception. Actually called the Robert Spillane interception. But that was I feel like the defense had a good showing overall. They were a little too easy on the rookie Fannin.
Yeah, Harold Fannin on my fantasy team. So you called the Robert Spillane interception.
Hmm.
That's good.
Yeah,
I like that. I called the Jalen Hawkins interception when it was in the air to the guy next to me.
it was a great
So
catch.
that was a
Probably the
great
best catch
catch.
I've ever seen in person.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. That's my
Yeah,
third up. Jalen
yeah,
Hawkins, greatest interception I've ever
yeah,
seen.
yeah. It's
Maybe
that's
ever.
it's the great
There's the
the,
one
the
with the
diving one
Dolphins
hand
guy.
catch. The what?
You know the Dolphins guy, number 21 in 2014. He
Oh yeah,
hit the
yeah.
Odell. That is one of the best interceptions ever. But just like, that was one of the best. He couldn't see, too.
No, yeah. His view was blocked. The coolest thing I will say about being there was watching the ball come into his hand.
Yeah.
I personally had a perfect view of it. Yes, I was up in the 300s, but I could see the ball go into his hand and him reel it in. Very exciting.
I still don't think I've seen a good angle of that interception.
The good angles from my eyes.
Yeah. I mean, like, the TV crew didn't have one because that's just not how... You don't expect the player to be 50 yards down the field. And the receiver, I don't remember who he was throwing it to, probably Jerry Jeudy. But I don't know. But he was kind of, like, going for the ball also, so you can't really see Jalen Hawkins.
Yeah, he's being
Just,
blocked by the play.
yeah. So I've seen the replay. I just can't really see what's going on too well. But maybe we'll get another replay in there. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. But yeah, that was my first good or my third good. But my second good or my first good was Mac Hollins, best game of his Patriots career. He won my
Yeah.
Offensive Player of the Week. 7 receptions on 7 targets and 89 yards. Yeah, just thought he was good. Thought he deserved a shout out.
Yeah.
No touchdowns, but he's been a red zone threat for the Patriots all year. And this week he goes off against the Browns. It's always someone. It was Diggs against Buffalo. It was Booty the last however many weeks. Even Pop Douglas had a few good weeks in there. So, and now it's Mac Hollins. So, yeah, this receiving room is just the gift that keeps giving. Is that the right expression?
Yeah, the gift that keeps giving. Yeah,
It
100%.
might have been the tree that keeps giving. It's a
No, the
gift.
gift, perfect use.
Okay, number two up, Austin. Just straight from the dome.
All right, so for me, number two is going to be the overarching theme, sort of like we just said. The wide receivers, in particular, through this entire season, Keisha Booty.
Hmm.
I mean, this was a guy that I feel like last year we saw, like shimmers of greatness and like little glimpses of like, oh, he's going to be a great wide receiver. I feel like we sort of, we talked about that a little bit last year and at the beginning of this year too, how Keishawn Booty has a chance to become like an elite receiver. I think we're seeing that this year. Like his production is like his deep ball threat, like Keishawn Booty has had some of the best deep balls that I've ever seen. Catching, from Drake May.
Hmm.
Um, Sorry.
Well, that wasn't funny.
No, I know. I know. I just yeah.
Oh,
But no. Yeah. He's had just some of the best. Just best. He's played the best
catches.
football in my opinion.
Yeah,
He's played some of the best football that I've seen out of a Patriots wide receiver in a very long time.
yeah, yeah. You want to hear an interesting fact here? Ever since I met Keishawn Booty and tracked him down at the mall, he has 23 receptions, 431 yards, and 5 touchdowns. That is his season stats. But he's having a great season. So shout out Keishawn Booty, very nice guy. Took a picture of me, or not of me, with me, while he was on the phone with someone. So he was going on the escalator. He decided to get off the escalator. So
Hey,
shout out Booty.
I have a fun fact as well.
Yep, Austin.
So my fun fact is ever since Drake May signed my jersey, he has thrown for 2,026 yards, 15 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions with a QB rating of 118.7.
Wow, it's very good. It's an interesting stat, and yeah, Drake May is elite.
Drake May.
Hmm. All right.
Hashtag rage bait.
No, not on here, Austin. Um, it's okay. I forgive you. My number three was Robert Spillane. This is a guy who had a really bad 2 weeks to start the season, and we're 8 weeks into the season, so 6 weeks. He's been playing really well since then. 14 total tackles, 5 solo. Last year, we all know he led the league in tackles. 2 tackle for losses, 1 pass deflection, and 1 interception. The whole stat line is just amazing. You talked about it when you
Yeah.
said the defense, but you just keep going down. It's like 14, 5, it's like 2 tackle for losses. You get the interception and you get the pass deflection. So he's having a great year. Coming over from the Ravens, we all kind of expected this from him, but
The Ravens.
the Raiders. We all kind of expected this, but especially me, of course. But yeah. So Austin, a guy that did not come from the Ravens, a guy that came from the Raiders. Caleb on Chase on. All right, go ahead.
All right, so my third good. Hold up, I just had it in my head. Oh yeah, it's not a guy who's been making these spectacular plays. It's a guy who a lot of people sort of were questioning earlier in the season, sort of in the
Was that
similar
one of those?
manner.
Was that one of those people?
You were one of those
Was I
people.
leading the charge?
No, you were not leading the charge, but you were definitely one of the people who talked about him a couple times. And my guy is going to be number 0, Christian Gonzalez.
I was not leading that charge. Oh,
I
okay, you
just
did
I
say I was leading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, earlier in the year, everyone had the doubts about Christian Gonzalez. Oh, he can't. He's too soft. He's people said everything about Christian Gonzalez, but since he's came back, the Patriots defense has been elite. Sure, he's not making those those crazy flashy plays that we sort of really want, but he's
Well, he's
had
not
some
really a flashy player like
e-
ever,
e-
and I think he made a
exactly.
few flashy plays this week.
Yeah, that's you gotta let me get there, bud. I
Oh,
was about
sorry.
to say he did make
Hashtag
some
rage
big
bait.
plays against the Browns. He had some great pass deflections and zone coverage. And he's been looking good man to man. I just feel like that overall, even though people are sort of, in my opinion, counting him out before he even played his first snap of the season, I think that he's came back very strongly and he's made his name known.
Yeah. This is kind of a side note, but it's on Christian Gonzalez. Did you know that Patrick Surtain and Terrion Arnold have a podcast?
No, Well, I did
Yeah,
actually, I
and
think, but yeah.
Christian Gonzalez was on the podcast,
Oh, yeah.
and I watched like 30 minutes. Anyways, he's Christian Gonzalez is so nonchalant. Anyways, yeah, Christian Gonzalez is a great player. We kind of knew this. But yeah, no, a guy that was called soft. He missed the first 3 weeks of the season for an injury that we thought he could be back in, I don't know, 2 weeks maybe. It was a hamstring injury. It looked like he was running in the joint practice. He was sprinting. Um, Not in Minnesota, but the one at home against Washington, which was before their first preseason game. So you have to think back to all the way before August 8th, on August 6th. So, and then for him to not even make his debut until, what was it, the fourth week of September? That's kind of crazy. There must have been a setback, but people were talking about, oh, this guy's soft, like you said. Um, Personally, did not say that. Did say that he
Yes, you
wasn't going
did.
to play. And I
Yes, you
didn't say he
did.
was soft.
You did.
He had a soft tissue injury. I'll go back. Austin likes to put words in my mouth. This is the one thing I don't like about
Ah,
Austin. He said I called Drake May a bust. I never called Drake May a bust.
you called Jake May a
Um,
bust.
um, I mean, I'll go back to the posts that you're talking about, both of them.
All
Anyways,
right. So, would you like to continue with your last good, or no, your first bad?
well, I had a few other goods. I had Travion Henderson, a
Oh,
guy that
okay.
I've really been down on.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, for
But he did
sure.
have a fumble, so he didn't make the official good list. But
Yeah.
this week, going into this week, his longest play was 15 yards. He had a 27-yard run. He had 75 yards on the ground on 10 carries. He looked great after looking awful last week.
100%. I agree.
All right, go ahead and go into your bats while I look at the Gonzos. Oh, here we
All
go. I
right. So
found the
my
post already. Is it time to start worrying about Christian Gonzalez? Went down with a hamstring injury on July 28th. Hasn't practiced since. Patriots play the Raiders in 10 days. That's it. The caption,
I,
Gonzo even missed practice today when the media was only there for stretching.
no, no, no. But I do believe that you also said something on the podcast.
We didn't even do a podcast together during training camp. It was all me.
No, no,
And
no.
I know
Like
you
once the
don't watch
season had
those.
started.
Maybe. I don't think I called him soft though.
You said something about him. I know that for a fact.
And we'll go to the Drake May post. We're gonna have an argument about
No,
this
no.
because
We know the Drake May post. We don't. We've already argued this before. We don't need
yeah,
to
but never
argue
on the
this again.
podcast. It's
Yes,
peak
we have. We have.
entertainment.
We have. We have. We have. I've admitted that I was wrong. You did call Drake May soft, but just not in that way. I mean,
I
not
didn't
just
call Drake May
you.
soft. I didn't
You
even. Why
you
would I call
called
Drake May
Drake May
soft?
a bust, just not saying he's a bust. All right, so now for my first bad, I'm gonna go with this offensive line. Miles Garrett, 5 sacks. That should never happen. Yes,
Speaking of a
Miles Garrett.
bust, keep
Will
going.
Campbell's not a
Actually,
bust.
yeah, we'll get to a bust later. No, I had the offensive line too. Yeah, you can keep
Yeah,
going.
like sure, Miles Garrett is like one of the most elite pass rushers in the NFL that I've ever seen.
Maybe the most elite.
Yeah, yeah, he's one of the him and Aaron Donald are two of the best I've ever seen.
Hmm.
But I mean, yes, he's going. He showed Will Campbell what NFL football really is. I believe he said that himself too. He's called Will Campbell dog. He's got a lot to work on. But yeah, I just feel like that's
Did you
something
see
that
Miles Garrett's quote about Drake May?
no.
Let me pull this up real quick. Keep talking about Miles Garrett and just like
So I like sure he's like one of the best to ever do it. But let him hit you with a helmet. Let him take his helmet off and start throwing it at you. But I don't think 5 sacks should happen.
well, yeah, no, definitely not. It wasn't all on Will Campbell. I think two were on
Yeah,
Will
yeah,
Campbell. One was on Hunter Henry. All right, here's
yeah.
the weirdest quote I think I've ever seen in my life. He says, "Great human being. He's a good quarterback who is soon to be great. I like how he's grown. It's nice to be a part of his journey. Hate to be on the end of hate to be on this end of it, but it's nice to see how he's leading his team."
It's not a
I
weird
mean,
quote. That's a
I don't think
perfect
he's ever
right.
unless
That's
I
a
like
regular
to see
quote.
how he's grown. I don't know if he's ever talked to Drake May before.
We don't know that.
Hate to be on this end of it, like
I
maybe.
think he's saying he wants to join the Patriots.
I mean, that's all I can
That's what
infer
I'm
from
hearing.
this.
Sign. Hey,
But
Robert
like,
Kraft, sign him. It's your
right.
sign.
But
Give the
like,
money.
that's not something you would typically say. hate to be
Maybe
on this end of it.
I feel like
Like
he's
usually,
trying to
like ask me about Drake May and let's say I'm Miles Garrett. This is how it usually go.
Drake May.
Yeah, he's a great player, great guy, off the field, and yeah, I'm excited to see how his career pans out. But just a great player. I don't think you would ever say I'm sad to be on the opposite side of him. Like when you have Dylan Gabriel, Shador Sanders on your team, who are two rookie quarterbacks,
Yeah,
who
I think that he wants to be on the Patriots. That's all I'm getting from this.
yeah, he's sick of them, the Browns.
I don't
Anyways,
blame him.
so I had the offensive line, and then I had slow starts. I think you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
9-7 at halftime. Harold Fannin, you also talked about him. First drive cooked you 3 field goals at halftime, similar to the Bills game. But just like ever since the Bills game, and throughout this entire 5-game win streak, the starts have been slow. Um, and I think they need to improve on that if they
Yeah.
want to win in the playoffs.
No, I agree. That was also one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking back to the Saints game. I thought we were gonna lose that game based off how we started.
Yeah.
Same thing with this. I thought, oh no, we're losing this game. After we punted a couple times, kicked a couple field goals, but it wasn't looking good.
No, but that's kind of how it always is. All right, my number three is I couldn't think of anything for number three, so I just went. The Patriots haven't traded for an edge rusher or running back yet, so go
For
out
Miles
and get
Garrett.
someone at the trade deadline. But go ahead for
I
number
don't
three.
think we need a running back right now.
I do. They just signed Terrell Jennings to the roster, so that's kind of news. But I love Terrell Jennings, but I don't think that he is really an RB3 on a playoff team. Like, think about this: you're a Ramondre Stevenson injury or a Travion Henderson injury away from having Terrell Jennings, who didn't make the roster, play significant snaps. And I'm not saying Terrell Jennings is a bad player and he can't develop, but it's year 2 of his career. And Mike Vrabel obviously didn't think he did enough this summer to make the team. He was RB5 the entire summer until Lan Larison got hurt. So, um, that's not ideal. I think
Make
you need to
Efton
go out
Chisholm
and
a
get a
running
running
back.
back. What did you say?
Make Efton Chisholm a running back. Make Drake May a running back.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Like, jokes aside, Drake May has been running the ball pretty well.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the trades that happened yesterday. Austin will talk about the first one.
What?
Theo will talk about the first one. Kyle Duggar, well, this was the second one, but Kyle Duggar traded to the Steelers for a 6-7 pick swap. The Patriots get a 6th. The Steelers get a 7th. In 2022, in 2022, Kyle Duggar had his best season. He was good in 2020. He was good in 2021. 2023 was when we started to see a regression. I pointed out. I was the first one to point it out. I would just like to say that. In 2023, I said he wasn't good. 2024, I said he's not going to make the team. In 2025, he ends up making the team, but he gets traded. But a guy that just hasn't looked good. He got beat by Chris Olave on one of the first plays of the game against the Saints. He's looked fine, actually, in run defense, but like a guy that hasn't started. I don't think he played a single snap last week when Jalen Hawkins was back. So kind of saw this coming. Not too surprised. Any thoughts on the Kyle Duggar trade, which I have to get rid of his jersey from my wall now, but not doing that yet.
No, I'm just happy that him and Jabril Peppers are reunited.
Mm-hmm. And then Keon White, this is more of an interesting one. This is a guy that you took in the second round of the
Yeah.
2023 NFL draft. This is a guy who we all thought had potential after watching that Texans preseason game. He was a monster. He was really a monster his entire rookie season. I don't think he had any or many sacks. Then explodes in the first game of 2024 and was good in the second game. Awful from that point on. And then really hasn't been good since. But he's better as an interior rusher, and you look at who's the interior rushers on this team. It's Christian Barmore, it's Milton Williams, two of the best interior rushers in the NFL. To add on, you also have Kairos Tonga, who's playing really well right now. You have Joshua Farmer, who's a rookie. You have Corey Durden, who I would argue is better than Keon White, all on the interior. So that forces Keon White outside, where the Patriots really need him because they lack depth there. Anthony Jennings, a guy who also almost got cut, is your third edge rusher right now. So, yeah, Thoughts on Keon White getting traded?
Yeah, sure I would have liked a little bit more from the Niners, but I'm just happy that him and Kendrick Bourne are reunited
And Mac Jones.
and Mac Jones.
um, yeah, Keon White.
In all
Also, I would like to say,
seriousness, I wasn't expecting the trade, but I do think that it makes sense, like you just said. We got a lot of depth in the interior, and I understand. I think that's a fine trade. I would have liked a little bit more. We also got a sixth and seventh, right?
hmm
Yeah, so I would have liked a little more, but it's understandable.
1 second. All right. So let me read you one of my posts that I had on Keon White from October 8th. Why is no one talking about how big of a bust Keon White is? Keon has done about nothing in all 3 years as a Patriot and was demoted before the season. But let's not forget that he was a second round pick, like I said. He has 6 career sacks, and 3 of those came in one game. So he really has like 3 sacks.
That's not
Um,
true.
no, he really has
He
6
has six
sacks.
sacks. Yeah.
No, that's a good call out. Um, and this is true. If Christian Gonzalez was not available at 17, then Keon White would have been the pick in the first round. Imagine you don't have Christian Gonzalez, you have Keon White in that first round who just got traded. This franchise is set back 2 or 3 years with him being your first round pick. This franchise is set back 6 months with him being your first. This franchise is set. Austin, you just want to tell me?
I'd say set back a solid 6 weeks.
No, Christian Gonzalez is like a top 2 corner in the
I
NFL.
know, but he's missed a couple, a lot. He's missed a lot.
So, Austin, would you say that Christian Gonzalez is soft?
No, not in the slightest. I think he's a very tough guy.
I think that Christian Gonzalez is very necessary to
I
this
agree.
team.
He's my him and Drake May are my favorite players, of course.
So he's
And
only
Kayshon
worth
Boutte.
6 weeks.
No, I'm kidding. That was a joke.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
Let's
it's
hear the
worth
real.
four. I don't think it's worth 4 years, but
I didn't say 4 years.
he
I
said
said
three or
two to
four
three.
years.
Oh, I did. Maybe. I
I
don't
think
know.
I think he's probably worth a year.
Probably. Yeah. But still, like, it would have been awful to have Keon White. Not saying that Keon White's a terrible person, but just like also he kind of last year. Not saying he's a terrible person, but last year the quotes that he had with Gerard Mayo were insane. Speaking of Gerard Mayo, we have some stuff about Gerard Mayo later. Um, but just like the quotes were crazy, talking about how he's like, I have to coach myself. This coaching staff sucks. He didn't say that, but kind of what he said. But yeah, so any final thoughts on Keon White leaving and anything you want the Patriots to do at the deadline?
Get a running back.
What about an edge rusher?
I'll take an edge rusher.
I'll take an edge rusher. All right, let's talk about the safety that the Patriots signed. Austin, you know the safety that the Patriots signed. Best safety in the NFL. No, they didn't. It's not. But I think this guy has a lot of potential. John Saunders Jr. coming over from Miami. I watched a little bit of his tape last night. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really know how to interpret tape. He looked like he was around the ball. He had an interception for the Dolphins in the preseason this year. He's a rookie. Last year, he had 3 interceptions for Ole Miss. He had 11 career interceptions in college. He played for Miami, Ohio before Ole Miss. He's a 5-year college player. But I don't know. I like it. Developmental
Yeah.
player. Kind of reminds me of Alex Austin coming in halfway through the year. Not saying Alex Austin is a safety, but similar type of thing. But yeah, all right. So this is something one of our loyal podcast listeners, Jay Ray, Austin's dad, commented on my Instagram post yesterday where we did a quiz, or I did a quiz, and Austin got a 4 out of 7.
5.
Yeah, okay. Redraft the 2024 top 5. Now Austin's gonna say Drake May, Drake May, Drake May. So don't say that. This is a serious podcast, Austin.
All right.
Okay, number 1 pick in the draft. Go.
Based on how they've played so far in the NFL.
Throughout everything in the NFL.
All right, hold up. Let me just pull up this entire draft class.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you the top 5 picks to the listeners. The Bears were number 1. They took Caleb Williams. Washington was number 2. They took Jaden Daniels. The Patriots were number 3. They took Drake May. Cardinals were number 4. They took Marvin Harrison Jr. And the Chargers were number 5, and they took Joe Alt, the tackle, who's been good.
All right. So we're going top 5, right?
Yeah, just top 5. But you can have other guys in the top 5, like Malik Neighbors was in that
Oh,
draft class. Brian Thomas Jr. was in that draft class.
okay.
Not that he's been great this year, but
So, number 1, Drake May.
I think you got to do it.
I mean, sure, we might be slightly biased, slightly, but I think that he's a much better quarterback than Caleb Williams up until now. And
Yeah.
I think that Jaden Daniels, there's a lot of question marks surrounding Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, especially with his health. Let's just talk about the Bears and their thought process on Drake May. They laughed at Drake May's film. They said there's no way he's going to translate to the NFL. This was a awful article, not an awful article, it's a great article, but it was an awful look. It was awful looks from the Bears after this article was written. I don't know who wrote it, but you should check it out. Just look up
Yeah.
Bears laughing at Drake May. Best article I've ever written. Best article I've ever read in my life. Just embarrassing for the Bears. Laughing at Jaden. Well, they didn't laugh at Jaden Daniels, but they convinced themselves. Ryan Poles would not. If you were like, Drake May is. I think we should draft Drake May. He would just disrespect you, disrespect your opinion. It wasn't a conversation. It was Caleb Williams or nothing, and that pick has looked. I won't say awful because Caleb Williams has shown flashes, and he's not a bad quarterback at all. But you look at Jaden Daniels and you look at Drake May. Jaden Daniels went to the NFC Championship game last year, and Drake May is an MVP candidate. And Caleb Williams, he's progressing normally, so like, not going to say that he's a bad player, like I just said, but you could have had. Even Bo Nix is better than was better than him last year. I don't know if he's better than him now, but just there might be 3 quarterbacks you'd rather have than Caleb Williams in this draft. Anyways, you
Yeah.
go Drake May. Then I'm assuming you go Jaden Daniels to Washington
Yeah,
again.
exactly. I think that Washington sticks with Jaden Daniels. Like you said, he went to the NFC Championship last year. He's been a good player. There's still some question marks around him though.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna make it. You're gonna say Caleb Williams here. I'm guessing.
No,
No, I agree. Who do you want?
Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I think that you take Malik Neighbors, you take Jackson Dart the next year. Just 2020 or
Yeah.
hindsight's 2020. You know Jackson Dart's going to be a good player. You paired Dart with Vrabel, and you also have Malik Neighbors. We're like the Giants now, but
I mean,
just
maybe even trade for like just some some small market quarterback that shows flashes. That's maybe a QB2 battling for QB1 spot somewhere.
maybe you just even in this draft you trade back, end up taking a Bo Nix. You trade back with the Vikings.
Yeah,
And who had 2 first-round picks that year. You end up taking Bo Nix, and then you add maybe a Brian Thomas Jr. or
yeah.
a who's the guy that I said Teron Arnold in the draft. Not that you
Or
really
even
need
a
a
Jared
quarterback.
Verse, a Jared Verse.
Jared Verse as an edge rusher. That's someone that the Patriots could use right now. So you could do that. But obviously we're happy with Drake May. But we can't have
Yes,
Drake May here.
yes.
So.
This is if we can't have Drake May. Drake May is my number 1 choice every time.
Yes. Arizona, so we have Malik Neighbors off the. I think that we should maybe have Caleb Williams to the Patriots just because we were so in need of a quarterback. And Caleb Williams can still be a good player.
If we had to draft a quarterback,
It would be Caleb.
Caleb or Bo.
Caleb.
All right.
Bo Nix
Caleb.
is my starting quarterback in fantasy football. I love Bo Nix. Caleb Williams.
All right.
All right, let's go with Arizona. This is so obvious. They picked the wrong receiver. Neighbors.
Yep.
The Chargers, they also missed on Neighbors. Not missed him, but they passed up the opportunity too.
Joe, I will say Joel has been very good on the
Yeah,
Chargers.
Joel's good. Maybe you take Jared Verse, but
I don't think
Joel
so. I
is the
think
right
that
pick.
Joel stays with Chargers.
Can we do 6 with the Giants? I wonder who they would take.
Yeah, we can do 6.
Who else was in that draft class? Maybe Verse there.
You could get Verse. You could get. I mean, wait, who was their quarterback? It was
Daniel Jones at the
what's
time.
his name? Yeah, Daniel Jones.
Bo Nix, maybe.
I was thinking more of a Michael Penix.
But Bo Nix is still on the board, and I think Bo Nix is better.
Oh no. Oh yeah, I forgot that we're doing based off. Yes, I would say Bo Nix at
Or
quarterback,
Verse.
or
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
you don't
maybe.
need Verse for the Giants because they have
Yeah,
Carter and
yeah. I mean, maybe even a Brock Bowers.
right. Brock Bowers could have gone to the 5 to the Chargers.
No, I like the Chargers.
Yeah, and Brock Bowers. Oh wow, this is a good draft. That was a good draft class.
Was.
I think this year when we do this next year, I think that Travis Hunter should no. Well, Travis Hunter's actually not been that bad, but Cam Ward, that's a guy that maybe he's been fine, but I think Jackson Dart should have been the first, not
I
the
mean,
first overall pick, first quarterback taken.
you gotta ask though: is Cam Ward a product of a
No, he's
product of a
100% a product of
situation?
his situation, but
Yeah,
you probably potentially ruined Cam Ward
yeah.
by the
No, I
Titans
agree.
taking him.
Unless
And
something turns around, yeah.
I don't think the Titans should have taken Jackson Dart. They probably should have taken, I don't know, who's been the best player this year as a rookie.
I mean, they needed a quarterback.
They did, but there's other options, like you said. Bailey Zappi's still out there somewhere. On the Browns, actually. All right, let's get into our last thing here. This is getting a bit long, but J Ray's take of the week. We don't have the music. Well, we actually do have the music, but I don't feel like pulling it up. So, J Ray's take of the week. Plus, you couldn't even hear it last time. Drake May is the best quarterback in the AFC East. I think that I will say no. I don't think it's I think it's a hot take just because Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the NFL. I'd say I give him the third best quarterback in the AFC, the third best quarterback in the NFL. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the AFC East, though. I think Allen, maybe the fourth best in the NFL, maybe the fourth best in the AFC because you have to put Lamar Jackson ahead of him, but he is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. If he was in the NFC, I'd say, yeah, he's the best quarterback in any division that you have. The only quarterback that I think comes close to Drake May is Matthew Stafford in the NFC, so I don't know, thoughts?
So I think that the take on whether Drake May is better than Josh Allen, that is going to come down to, I feel like, towards the end of the season. Like, I mean, there's a lot to take in, strength of schedule, the teams played. And I mean, how these guys continue to progress if they keep staying hot. Like, Josh Allen, I will say, is not, I feel like has not been as hot as people were expecting him to be this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he, gets hot or something. Or maybe Drake May gets even hotter than he already is. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things that you can take into account here that can change throughout the remainder of the season.
Mm-hmm. Mahomes also probably playing the best football of his career, which is crazy to say right now. After Rashee Rice came back, so he's probably going to win the MVP unless he starts screwing up. And then it's Drake May time, unless Drake May actually just starts dominating, which he
Even more
has
than he
been,
already
but
is.
even takes it to another level. All right, last question here. We're 8 weeks into the season, so there's no halfway point through the NFL season because they play 17 games. We're about halfway through the season. Where do you think the Patriots go in the playoffs? Do you think they make the playoffs, first of all? Do you think they get eliminated
I
on the wild
think that
card?
they make the playoffs. I
Mm-hmm.
think that they
What
event.
seed?
I think that they're going to be the one seed in the AFC. I, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, I think
But
it
are
is
you
crazy,
saying
but
that the Colts are going to remain the team that they are right now?
but are you going to say that the Chiefs are going to remain the 7th seed? And are you going to say that the Bills are going to remain the whatever, the 5 or 6 seed that they are?
I mean,
I don't think that you can say. I don't think
I
the
mean, are you
Ravens,
looking at
they
the
might make the playoffs.
Have you looked at the Patriots schedule? I mean, it's
I
not. It's
have,
not.
but they play the Bills. They play the Ravens with the healthy Lamar Jackson, probably. Most
I mean,
likely.
they're all winnable games. I mean,
They play the Bucks. That's 3 losses, probably.
not. I mean, you say that, but we beat the Bills
Yeah. You could
on the
lose
road.
to the Falcons. You could lose. The Falcons are the
You
best
could.
pass defense in the NFL.
Yeah, yeah, no, you definitely could, but I'm just saying that I think that there is a chance that the Patriots uh just keep winning.
I think that there's a realistic world that we live in. That's not even that crazy. That's why it's called realistic. That the Patriots make the AFC Championship game. I don't think they'll be
Yeah,
the 1 seed. I think the Colts won't be the 1 seed either. I think Kansas City's hot right now, and I think Kansas City's going to take them over
I disagree.
as the 1 seed. I do think that the Patriots will win. No, I don't know. I don't know if they'll win the division, but I do think they'll be the 5 seed. So I think they'll be the 5 seed. They'll play the 2 seed, which I think will be the Bills or the Colts. I think they'll play the Colts. They'll expose Daniel Jones. Then they'll have to play the Bills, or maybe they'll play the Chiefs, whatever. No, they probably won't beat the Chiefs. But if they play the Bills, I think they can beat the Bills in the playoffs. That would be hard, but I think they could do it. And then Kansas City, I don't think anyone's beating Kansas City again.
I think that there are people definitely beating Kansas City again.
I think that the Eagles will beat Kansas City. I think the Bills could possibly beat Kansas City. I don't think anyone else could beat Kansas City in the playoffs.
I think that the Chiefs are hot right now, but just give them another week to cool down.
I think they're only going to get hotter. All right, that'll do it. Patriots Real Time Podcast. Austin Ray Photography, Patriots 3, Patriots Real Time Podcast. Shout out everyone for that follow Patriots 2. I really appreciate it. And yeah, shout out Stephen Green. So we will see you next time on the Patriots Real Time Podcast.
Thank you.